Adam Fender here with Amelia Shunder and Kerry Harner. Kerry and Amelia are both in the National Honor Society here at Norristown, and today we're going to talk about texting and driving. So you guys are doing a project on texting and driving. What exactly are you guys doing?
Well, we have a pledge set up in the cafeteria where we have a banner and kids can sign it and pledge not to text and drive.
And what exactly happens when they take that pledge? Are they seriously are not going to text and drive?
Well, the hope is that it's a pledge made and the kid kind of commits to themselves that they're going to keep themselves safe and they're going to be safe when they have other people in their car. So it's like a personal pledge.
Do they get anything like a wristband or anything out of it like that?
Yeah, we're going to give out, there's a lot of free stuff that kids can get. There's thumb bands, so like when you're looking at your phone, you can see it. We're going to have like a raffle for a t-shirt, and then there's some other like flyers and stuff that they can take home.
And how many people from the Honor Society are involved with this right now?
Right now we just have the officers, so we have about 6 people working on it right now, but we hope to involve the entire National Honor Society soon.
And how are you guys going about this? Are you going to be in lunches here at school, or like how are you going to advertise how people are going to sign up?
Yeah, it's we're having a rotation between the officers, so we're going to have every lunch covered, and that's where we're going to hope to get most of our pledges and a lot of the awareness spread.
Obviously, us all being teenagers and most of us driving, what do you think are some of the reasons why we do text and drive?
Well, I feel like we text and drive because we feel like our conversations are more important than our safety, and we don't think about the dangers of it.
Amelia, you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I would just think that teenagers often feel like nothing bad can happen to them, like they feel like they're young and it's not going to be them, it's going to be the other person. But you really have to take into consideration the serious repercussions of texting and driving, which can be fatal.
What are some of the risks and all the repercussions from texting and driving?
I mean, texting and driving is an inherently dangerous thing because you're taking a lot of your attention away from driving. You're looking down at your phone. Even when you're looking at the road, you're thinking about your conversation, so you're just not fully attentive to the road, which can be bad.
Yeah, I was actually doing my senior project this year on texting and driving, and some of the facts that you find when searching on the internet are just ridiculous. And we actually, the group that I did my project with, we put them into our banners in our pamphlets that we handed out. The one I found most interesting, you look at the road, you look at your phone for 5 seconds while traveling at 45 miles per hour, you've traveled a football field in 5 seconds without looking at the road. I find that almost completely ridiculous. Mm-hmm. I heard you guys made a commercial for this.
Yeah, the commercial is just about really what you said. Is a lot of it is statistics about how dangerous texting and driving is. So it's kind of to make people aware of those things. Like a lot of kids, I'm sure, wouldn't know about that fact that you just stated.
What dates will you guys be taking the pledge and having people take the pledge in lunches?
Well, we're going to start next Monday, and it'll be until Thursday.
And what's the exact dates on those? Do you know for sure?
I'm not sure.
It's the last week of January.
Yeah.
Last week. All right. Just to let everybody know out there, last week of January, heads up, you know. Do you, either of you text and drive?
No.
I don't drive.
All right. Have you ever been in a car with anyone while texting and driving?
Actually, yeah, I've been in a couple experiences where the person's been texting and driving, and I just know firsthand how nervous you feel. Like, you just, it appears that the person is paying little attention to the road.
When I'm in a car with someone that's been texting and driving, I feel like I just want to freak out the whole time. Like, I get so scared, and I'm just like, please put your phone away, because like I don't want anything bad to happen. I get so scared.
Yeah, even if it's at a red light, it's still not safe.
Yeah, like the most that I'll ever do on my phone is like I'll change the music that I'm listening to. That's it. Like I can't text and drive. Like I can't multitask. I know a lot of us teens think we can multitask and do a whole bunch of crazy things, but I really don't think it's possible for me when I'm driving a car.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree.
Why do you think texting and driving has become such an issue in America, and especially in young teens?
I mean, I really think it's a lot of what you said is that teens really believe that they're really good at multitasking, so they think they can like do their homework and listen to music and go on the computer and all that stuff at the same time. When like you're sacrificing each one, it's going to be less successful. So like people think that they can text and drive, but you really can't divide your attention that way.
Right.
Yeah, and also kids just don't know the facts. Like they don't know how dangerous it is. Like texting while driving is the same as texting after having 4 beers.
That's pretty alarming to me, I would say, because you're thinking of beer, something that you got to be 21 to even have a beer, have any alcoholic beverage. 16 to drive, and you put that two together, you can have a cell phone whenever you want. So you're driving with a phone, you're 16 years old, you think, oh, I'm just texting and driving, whatever. I'm not drinking, I'm not doing anything dangerous, and then boom, you're in a car crash.
Definitely.
Have you guys heard any stories of any deaths or anyone that you know personally from texting and driving?
Well, actually, the way that the texting and driving campaign was brought to us was a person from AT&T contacted our advisor, Mr. Flexner, and she brought us an informational video about texting and driving, and it just showed the wrecks and the victims and all these kinds of people that have been affected by it. It's just like thousands and thousands of deaths every year from it.
Or some of those clips, those commercials that you see on TV, the AT&T It Can Wait commercials, where it'll be like this, they'll hold up the piece of paper that says this is the text that... Yeah, I know what you're talking about there. We were actually going to go to AT&T for my senior project, but by the time we contacted them and they contacted us back, it turned out, okay, you guys, we don't have enough time to do it. But you know, we wanted, like what we did, everyone's seen it in lunch, we got the wristbands, we made wristbands. You guys are doing the thumb band, same thing. We said, all right, if they're going to look down at their wrist when they're texting and driving, maybe they'll say, all right, it can wait, so maybe we'll stop texting and driving. So we did the wristbands, we had people sign the pledge. And then we couldn't find a charity to give it to at the time, so we just gave it to our senior class. You know, that's always a good cause to give it to our senior class. You guys have anything to add about texting and driving and the dangers of it and why not to do it?
I think just in general, the dangers of it are just ridiculous, and the facts in and of themselves should be a warning to kids our age.
Yeah, you see it everywhere. You know, when you're driving down the road, every person that you pass is looking down at their phone, so they're on the phone or something like that. It's really, really dangerous. You know, like there's just no way about it. You can't focus on your phone and think that you still have control of the car. And what really scares me is that teenagers drive with their friends. So you have your friend or your little sister that you're driving to practice or something like that,
and you're playing music on top of that, texting.
Exactly, you have all those distractions in your cars, and it's just really not safe at all.
All right, so it's been a great interview. Earlier we talked about that commercial that you guys made. So right now we're going to go take a look at that, and then we'll be on to our next segment after the commercial.